Coming up on the Angus Report, we hear about global beef consumer trends.
Argentina is lifting its ban on U.S. beef imports.
We hear from American Angus Association's own Kelli Retallick about why you should attend the 2018 Angus Convention.
And we talk to past Angus Convention attendees and hear what they love most about the event. This is the Angus Report. Welcome to the Angus Report. I'm Bob Cervera.
And I'm Clint Mefford.
Today, we're looking at global beef consumer trends. Don Close, a senior animal protein analyst for Rabobank North America, spoke about consumer trends at the 2018 K-State Ranching Summit in August. He says research from Rabobank has found 3 specific markets are adding to beef demand and production. Close shares why the markets should interest beef consumers and producers alike.
With the global work that we do, and we're watching, there's just so much activity currently, both from increase in beef demand, but also increased production as all producing countries want to capitalize on this renewed demand. But the 3 countries that I personally find the most interesting, Mexico, Indonesia, and India. The why in Mexico is just at the rate that they are growing and implementing both commercial cattle feeding and beef processing, and the level of technology they are using in their beef plants. For Indonesia, it's because of a very fickle ag policy program that they're constantly opening and closing imports, but also their acceptance of imports of India Cara beef over the last year and a half, and it has been very disruptive to both beef sales on the commodity side of the market, but it's also been very disruptive for the number of feeder cattle that have conventionally gone from Australia and fed and harvested in Indonesia has really backed up a lot of feeder cattle in Australia. And then third, with India, to have a country the land size of China, but to have a human population almost equal at 1.4 billion, and at the same time have a cattle inventory of 300 million head of cattle, how they make that work.
Close stresses the importance of education and communication to millennials about where their food comes from.
Well, we're clearly seeing that generation of consumers, they're way more specific of characteristics they want of the product. They want to know where their food comes from. They want to know have food with a story. They have concerns with the antibiotic issues, the implant issues, and I think given that generation is 3rd to 5th generation removed from the farm, there's so much misinformation out there that the real burden falls on industry to do a better job of education and communicating with that group of producers to explain how we're producing is sound science.
He also says younger generations are demanding higher quality beef, and he believes the demand can help increase beef exports.
The incredible position the U.S. and North America is in for the long haul and being the global supplier of quality and ultra-high quality beef for the world. I think if you take the 300 million emerging middle class in China, as well as the other Southeast Asian countries, that growing income will be the stimulus for additional growth in beef exports.
Visit roboag.com for more information.
Many producers are preparing for weaning season. Aaron Labrie, a University of Nebraska-Lincoln Extension educator, provides a few tips to make the transition easiest for calves. It's crucial the calf maintains feed intake to ensure minimal weight loss. She says calves need unlimited access to fresh water. Some calves will not recognize automatic or ball waterers, having only drank from ponds or tanks. So allow the water to overflow at first to help calves condition to the waterers. Labrie suggests providing long stem grass hay in the lots upon immediate arrival, and within 14 to 28 days, producers should introduce mixed feed rations. The diet should be composed of palatable, high-quality feedstuffs. She also advises you avoid cheap feeds that vary in quality and composition to maintain feed consistency. Cow care and handling are of utmost importance to ensure a smoother transition to the feedlot. In addition, low-stress cattle handling and allowing for rest time before vaccination provides a better response to the vaccine. Reach out to your local extension office or veterinarian for more advice on weaning tips and transitioning to feedlots.
Argentina will lift its long-standing ban on U.S. beef as yet another show of goodwill toward the U.S. The Argentinian ambassador to the U.S. told AgriPulse strengthening trade ties between the U.S. and Argentina is a priority. The two countries have grown closer since President Donald Trump lifted the ban on Argentine lemons. The ban was lifted in April, and in the same month, Argentina lifted its ban on U.S. pork. In the next year, the South American country is expected to import 343 metric tons of beef. Most of that beef will come from Brazil or Uruguay. Argentina is forecast to produce 3 million tons and export 575,000 tons. A USDA spokeswoman said both the U.S. and Argentina have opportunities for expanded trade. Visit fsa.usda.gov for more information.
Paul Waltz, a professor at Auburn University College of Veterinary Medicine, spoke at the 2018 Feeding Quality Forum in Sioux City, Iowa. He says producers can face a lot of risks during weaning season, but the biggest one can be choosing a vaccine. Waltz emphasizes the difference between safety and efficacy of vaccines.
We get questions all the time about that balancing act between safety and efficacy of vaccines. And there's a lot of controversy about that. Some companies and some veterinarians will hedge on the side that it's better to be safe, and some will say it's much better to have an efficacious product. And it's probably there's a little bit of both, and it's more a discussion about risk. For producers that are worried about BVD and IBR and other viruses, if there's a risk that those viruses can enter their cattle operation, they probably need to limit that risk by focusing on efficacy and having a product, a vaccine product, that is proven to be highly effective at stopping the virus. For those producers that are doing a great job with biosecurity and testing incoming animals and controlling the movement of people, animals, and wildlife on their farm, there may be more of a move to the safety side of things where they don't need to have the most efficacious product because they're doing a great job with controlling things, and they want to really have something that's highly safe. And so really the discussion should be on risk, not on safety versus efficacy. It's what risk producers are willing to absorb.
Waltz warns producers of easily exposing breeding stock to the BVD virus, and he stresses the importance of knowing the vaccine history on animals you purchase.
One of the riskiest behaviors as it relates to having BVD virus come onto a farm is purchasing pregnant replacement females. There's strong data now that is a very good chance because you're unlikely to be able to identify that fetus as being infected or not. The dam will likely be negative. And if that replacement female is allowed to calve in the same pastures as the resident herd, there's a potential for that to be a PI and for that to result in exposures of the resident herd.
Contact your local veterinarian for more information on vaccine protocols.
On September 10th, the USDA announced it'll host a joint meeting with the Food and Drug Administration regarding cell-cultured products. The two-day event is set for October 23rd and 24th in Washington, D.C. The meeting's focus is on, quote, potential hazards, oversight considerations, and labeling of cell-cultured food products derived from livestock and poultry, unquote. U.S. Secretary of Agriculture Sonny Perdue said it's important to hear from the agriculture industry and consumers while the regulatory framework is formed for cell-cultured products. Industry representatives, consumer groups, and other stakeholders may join the meeting by pre-registering on the FSIS website. You may also submit comments to regulations.gov for consideration. The Angus Report will be back after this.
Welcome back to the Angus Report. The Angus Foundation announced the Angus Foundation Heifer Package for this year that will be sold during the National Western Angus Bull Sale.
Rachel Robinson has more with our industry update.
Krebs Ranch of Gordon, Nebraska will donate the heifer for the 2019 Angus Foundation Heifer Package that will sell during the 2019 National Western Angus Bull Sale. The bull sale is set for January 16th, 2019 during the National Western Stock Show in Denver. KR Queen 8213 will be auctioned off to generate funds to directly benefit the Angus Foundation mission of youth education and research. Other items in the package include 30 days of free insurance from American Livestock Insurance Company, free transportation to the buyer's ranch, and an advanced reproductive technology package donated by Trans-Ova Genetics that includes 1 genetic preservation, 1 IVF cycle with reverse sorted semen, sex sorted semen from a frozen straw, and 5 transfers. Visit angus.org/foundation for more information.
We check in now on the latest cattle market news with our market update, brought to you by Cattle Facts.
Hello, I'm Marcus Brooks with the Cattle Facts Update. The USDA Spot Composite Boxed Beef Cutout is a production-weighted average of the choice value and select value beef cutouts. On Monday, July 16th, the composite cutout made an annual low at $202.40. Wholesale beef prices tend to feel seasonal support and pressure based on retail demand, so cutout prices are affected by summer holidays. The seasonal often calls for a boost in wholesale beef orders just prior to Labor Day, which happened this year as prices rose to a daily composite high of $212.63 on August 23rd. Today, the composite cutout is moving through a period of slower demand as households are dealing with back-to-school bills and there are no upcoming traditional beef eating holidays until later year. In all but 1 year since 1989, the composite cutout has lost value from August into September-October, with an average break of 6%. A 6% break from recent highs would target a $200 composite, and a more extreme decline of 8% would target a $195.50 composite. Fed cattle prices set a recent low at $100.07 per hundredweight, experiencing pressure due to large feedlot supplies and a weak leverage position. Last week, also the same week as a seasonal leverage low last year, the fed cattle price minus the hide and offal value equaled 47% of the composite cutout price. With leverage tracking the seasonal higher through year end, the fed to cutout ratio should average between 52 and 53% in the fourth quarter. The wholesale segment has been gaining leverage over the cattle feeder annually since 2014, but also has been improving leverage against the retail segment since 2016. The cutout often finds seasonal risk into mid-October and then retests that weakness in December, while retail beef prices are projected lower monthly through year end. The USDA all-fresh retail beef price for August was released at $5.76 per pound. With the projected beef price around $5.53 per pound, if the cutout were to hold the same leverage as last year, it would result in a $196 per hundredweight average composite cutout in December. Given the recent trend in wholesale leverage, it's likely that leverage will be even better against retail than a year ago, and the cutout average would not need to reach as low. For the Angus Report and Cattle Facts, I'm Marcus Briggs.
To learn more about Cattle Facts, your leading source for beef industry market information, visit cattlefacts.com.
Next on the Angus Report, we hear from the American Angus Association's Kelli Retallick.
She tells us why you should attend the 2018 Angus Convention in Columbus, Ohio. Stay tuned. The 5th annual Angus Convention is in Columbus, Ohio. The dates are November 3rd through the 5th. 2018 marks the 40th anniversary of the certified Angus beef brand and the 135th anniversary of the annual Convention of Delegates. American Angus Association Director of Genetic Service, Kelli Retallick, shared with us an insight into the 2018 Angus Genetics Symposium.
It's our 4th annual Angus Genomics Symposium, so being a member of the AGI team or Angus Genetics, we're really excited to have genomics on the main stage again this year. We always have to thank our sponsor, Neogen GeneSeq. They're both a collaborator not only with the convention but with us on a day-to-day basis here at the association, so it's nice to have them take part once again. So our keynote speaker to me is probably one of the most interesting speakers we've had to date for the Angus Genomics Symposium, Dr. Spencer Wells. He is definitely an out-of-the-box thinker. He's one of those people who continues to push this disruptive technology that can aid in progress, trying to solve problems and using technology to do it.
This year's convention is jam-packed with outstanding speakers, a vast trade show, and Angus University. Retallick tells us what we can expect in Columbus.
So the Angus University, again, is going to be one of our main events at the Angus Convention. Merck Animal Health was so gracious, again, to be our sponsor of the Angus University, and we're really excited to have them on board as we've had them for the past several years. Our team in general is going to be a part of a few different tracks, and so one of the tracks that we're going to be involved in is going to be the genetic advancement. We're going to have Dr. Matt Spangler come in from the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. He is a prominent animal geneticist in the field of animal breeding and genetics, and he's going to be speaking with our membership about indexes and basically how we formulate them, how we can use them, and how we can really use them to make multi-trait genetic progress for several traits at once and making a very usable product for our commercial breeders. We're going to have a maternal focus track at the Angus University. Obviously, we know the Angus cow has great maternal characteristics, and we always like to highlight them for her. One of the programs we continuously work on here in-house is the Maternal Plus program. And basically, in that track, we're going to have a panel of individuals who are on that program. They're going to describe how it's currently benefiting their program. We're going to give an update as to where we want that Maternal Plus program to grow and to reach to, and really what do we see for the future of members from their perspective of that program, and really, why they're involved. In our cattle demonstration area, we're going to bring back the structural correctness workshop. It's been a highlight of our Angus University sessions for the past 2 years, and so we're going to provide another workshop again, but actually a clinic is to where they can define animals phenotypically for structural correctness and really what they should be looking at when they're out there making their culling decisions. So again, I think this is going to be another interactive and creative foot structure workshop, and we're really looking forward to it. A weekend out of your year that you can commit and come, and you can take part of the educational activities. There's so much educational components now that it is a standalone event. We can really focus on providing a lot of information to our membership, not just from the association office, but from different experts in the field. Not only that, but you get to basically converse with your fellow Angus cattlemen, commercial cattlemen, walk through the trade show, and basically just be a part of the whole entire environment.
Don't change the channel. Up next, hear from past convention attendees and their experiences.
The 2018 Angus Convention kicks off in less than a month. People from across the agriculture industry will come together in Columbus, Ohio to celebrate everything Angus. Let's look back now at last year's Angus Convention and Trade Show.
This year has been phenomenal. It's probably been the most traffic we've ever gotten to the booth ever, and I think it's just such a testament to how much the event has grown. We're seeing more and more people than ever before, and it's really been fantastic to make those connections, and it's such a great event, and the Angus Association does such a good job of promoting the breed and making their breeders feel valued, and I think that really translates to them being engaged and open-minded within the trade show to meeting new businesses.
This is our first year doing a booth at the trade show. So far it has been really outstanding for us. We've already made a few sales. We have touched base with some people that we have done semen sales with before but not been able to meet. So it's been really wonderful for the networking side of things. We felt this was a place that we could come and target the purebred breeder to expand our customer base, and also for educating some more potential customers about our product and what we provide.
We've been coming to the trade show since it started. This year's been exceptionally good. The traffic's been very, very good down here. A lot of folks stopping by the booth to visit. It's just a great place to come, interact with a lot of breeders, customers I do sales for. So it's just a great opportunity to see a wide variety of people from coast to coast. And I'm really excited to see this event growing each and every year, getting bigger and bigger, and sure looking forward to being in Columbus next year for 2018.
It's been the best of the 4 years. Just excitement in the products that we're offering, the products that we're working with Angus with. It just really has the Angus breeders excited, and they're stopping by with great questions, lots of interest.
It's my first opportunity to be here, but the response has been great, the people are awesome, and the trade show's incredible.
We've met nothing but good purebred Angus breeders, and they're all good people, all of them ranchers. We're here to sell meat, and people of like mind and part of the rest of the industry, you know, all the stuff that it takes to operate a ranch successfully, they're all here.
It's amazing to work on an event for about a year with the Angus Association and then come back and see this come together as fast as it does, and to see how many of our partners are over here. It's a phenomenal experience, and I'm just glad to be a part of it and have really enjoyed it. Looking forward to next year.
This trade show has the best concentration of Angus breeders in the country, and we've had a great show.
You know, Bob, we're really looking forward to Angus Convention this year and celebrating the certified Angus beef breed.
We sure are. It looks like it's going to be a blast, and I can't wait to see what the convention brings this year.
We can't wait to see the cattlemen, too.
Yeah, for sure. That's all for this week's Angus Report. We'll return next week at this time for more cattle news and highlights.
In the meantime, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Angus TV, for more from the association. Thanks for joining us.